trigger warning for drug mentions and other stuff. Hello everybody, today I'll be talking about a bit about my character Mary Spade and how I created her. Let's start simply with the design. Mary's design was mainly based on some of my interests like dreamcore. If you're asking yourself what the hell were those scars on her arms, then don't worry, I will explain in a second. Her original design was a bit similar to this one. She just simply didn't have an eye covered. I genuinely wanted her to look someone like an eye angel without her being a cyclops. So I just covered her eye with some of her hair, and that's it. Now let's just go with the backstory. Mary was born into the most miserable family ever. To be more specific, she lived in an abusive and violent Catholic home. Her sister Dina was mainly responsible for that. Dina is the oldest sibling of Mary's, and she doesn't really have any other siblings due to the fact that most of them are down in hell. Her siblings did many things to her that consisted of trying to eat her and even rip off her arm, and even gave her access to some drugs like cocaine. Mary simply grew up like that and knew it was wrong, but she generally felt forced to just deal with these things at a young age. Now let's continue on with some of her relationships. Mary has a few friends, and even a boyfriend called Ree. Mary is mainly the youngest one in her group, but despite that, she has the most power due to the fact she is an eye angel. Only people who were born in heaven or gods can decide who goes to hell and who is pure. Because of this, Mary gets constantly annoyed at her friends for asking her almost every fucking day, "Hey, please get rid of this person." They don't really like saying hell that much. The only person she is willing to send to hell is her friend Nathan, a sexual abuser who is an orphan. Yes, I know it's pretty dark, but that's just kind of what I like, you know? That's mainly all I got for her right now, but overall, it's a kind of a sad story. I don't have too much planned for her other than Nathan does go to hell in the end, and he does end up paying for his actions, but he just doesn't learn, and sometimes people just don't learn from their actions, and they cause pain to others. And just, I don't know. I had a lot of fun making Mary, but I just kind of enjoy watching her suffer, and having the most depressing thing of all is trauma and a bunch of stuff that basically makes her realize that she has substance abuse. It's from cocaine and other illegal drugs that she's not even supposed to have in heaven, but either way her family still lets her have because they're just done with her. They only had her because most of her family is LGBTQ, and her mother just wanted a breeder in her home. I'm saying breeders because that's basically what her mother would call them, straight people. And it's not even supposed to be an insult. That's straight up what she calls them. Mary also calls heterosexual people breeders, which is ironic considering she is straight. But yeah, that's all I got for her. But I did kind of have a lot of fun. For some reason, I enjoy giving my characters dark backstories that are pretty depressing and pretty dark. It's what I like, and I'm not going to stop just because people get offended by it. If this is triggering to you, then please get off this video right now. I understand that these topics can be really bad and sad, but I just wanted to implement them to a character for some reason. Mary is a bit of a comfort OC for some reason. I guess it's just because I put some of my interest in her, like for example drawing and other stuff. I've always wanted a boyfriend. I right now have one, and I gave Mary a really nice, healthy relationship that she can feel happy in, and even in her roughest times, which her roughest times was basically her entire fucking life. I'll just be talking a few little things out right here. to why I didn't really want to make Mary a Cyclops is because I thought it would make her look a bit dumb. I'm not too sure why. I'm not being anti-Cyclops. I just don't. I just imagined it in my head, and then I thought, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. And instead, I just covered her eyes with really nice hair and stuff, and that's it. That's mainly all I did. Now on to her family. Her fam is pretty much poor and depressed, as I said, and yeah, they don't have the best resources, like for example, food, which, I mean, is pretty bad considering Mary does have to eat a lot because of her eating disorder. But either way, still doesn't have anything for dinner or lunch or breakfast at all at any day she wants. Plus, her parents don't really care. I mean, her mother doesn't even care because she has just given up on life once she turned 40. Meanwhile, Mary is trying her hardest to just keep on going despite the fact that she's absolutely miserable at this point. She just doesn't care about her family, and doesn't care too much about her friends either. Either way, she still tries to keep a friendship with them, despite the fact that she feels miserable whenever she's around her buddies. But not with her boyfriend. She feels happier with him, even though it's kind of obvious that her mother would never accept him because of the fact that he's kind of asexual. That's all I got for her now. Bye bye, my little fluffs. I love you.